today's video we are going to look at the process of filling the CLAT 2024 application. Right. So recently the application was opened by the CLAT consortium, and in today's video we will be looking at the step-by-step procedure as to how you should be approaching in order to fill this particular application. Right. This application is for undergraduate program, that is 5-year graduation in law program. There is another application within this which is for 1-year LLM course. I will be talking about that in a very short time. But for those who want to fill this application for CLAT 2024 undergraduate 5 years course, whether that be BA LLB or BB LLB, this is the video for you. So let's get started. So you have to enter the CLAT consortium. You have to enter the CLAT consortium website. Once you enter the CLAT consortium website, you will have an option here which will read as CLAT 2024. Once you click on this, you will be redirected to this page where you will have an option to register yourself. So first process is to register yourself. So enter your name, then enter your mobile number, followed by an email address, a password, and you have to again enter the same password. Once you do that, you will be taken to this particular column where you have to enter the OTP that has been received at your particular phone number that you have entered. So once you fill that particular number, you will be again redirected to this page that we were initially at, right? This page. So you have to enter the mobile number and the password here, right? Then you can press the login. Once you log in, you will be taken to a page like this where you have to start filling your application details. So let us have a look about what are these details all about. Like what are the details that you need to enter. So starting with the basic details, you have to enter your complete name here as given in your 12th mark sheet or the 10th mark sheet. Now that the name that appears in your 10th mark sheet is the same as that which would appear in your 12th mark sheet if you're still in your class 12. So you have to fill that particular name. Then you have to fill your date of birth. Then if you are from an NRI category, then you have to fill here saying yes, otherwise click on no. This is all India category. Remember that the states may have separate reservation, right? For example, state of AP has separate backward class reservations. Now we are not talking about that. We are talking about reservation which is applicable throughout India. So if you have any reservation which is applicable throughout India, then you can opt for that particular thing here. If you have a state reservation, state BC or state any category of BC reservation or any other kind of reservation that is provided by state government, then that has to be reflected in a separate column that I will be talking about in the next few tabs. Okay, so here you have to fill the all India reservation that is available with you, right? If you're a person with disability or specially abled, you have to click yes here. If you are below poverty line, you have to click here. Then you have to enter your gender. Then you have to enter your any of your parents' name or your guardian's name. Then if you are availing an NRI sponsored category seat, remember that this is different from NRI category seat. So NRI sponsored category seats are those seats which are reserved and to which the fees varies, or there is an increase in fees for those who avail the NRI sponsored seat, right? Then you have the EWS category. If you have any of these things, you can simply enter yes in that particular column, right? Now once you fill this particular column, you can go to the communication details and you can straight away fill the communication details. Remember, there are two separate columns here for communication detail. One is correspondence address, one is permanent address. If your address is same, your correspondence address is same as your permanent address, then you can fill the same thing both in the first as well as second tab, which is the first portion as well as second portion. That means this portion as well as this portion. Okay, after which you will be taken to the next category where you have to fill your 10+2 related details. That means This exam requires you to pass 10 plus 2 or equivalent level of examination. That means diploma is included in this. So you have to select the category. If you are from arts background, commerce, humanities, science. If you're not from any of these categories, you can simply click at 10 plus 2 or its equivalent in others category, right? After which, if you have passed out already, you will click at pass. Otherwise, if you are appearing, right, then you will click on appearing or appeared button, right? For those who have clicked on appearing or appeared button, remember that in year of passing you have to mention 2024, and in month of passing you have to opt for June, okay, as the instruction is given at the end. If you are still in your class 12th, then you can opt May as year of passing, I'm very sorry, May as year of passing, and 2024 as year of passing, and month of passing as May, right? Then you can select your board here. You can straight away write your board, whether if you are from CBSE board, state board, mention the name of the state board, okay? So I will just simply write CBSE, and you can keep the percentage column empty if you are appearing. If you have passed already, then you can write the percentage that you have obtained in your plus 2 or equivalent exam, okay? Now coming to the fourth column, there you have to fill your preference of test centers. Make sure that you uh, keep test centers which are close to your house, or which is like easily accessible, those centers at first, and then subsequently in that order, right? Once you fill this particular column, you will be taken to this column which is called reservation. Now this is something which I need you guys to understand carefully, right? Each of the universities, national or universities, each of the national universities offers reservation based on the conditions which are very peculiar, or which are very defined standard of that particular university, okay? Now for example, NLSIU Bangalore offers reservation for students who are from Karnataka. So the question asked here is, are you a Karnataka student? Now many of you have this doubt that what would amount to this particular definition of Karnataka student. For that you can make reference to the PDF which is being attached, which has been attached on the right corner of this particular box. So once you click on that, for example for NLSU you have clicked that, and I went to this particular page where there is a particular column where they have mentioned what is the criteria to fall under the definition of Karnataka student, right? So here they have written following conditions. So if you meet the condition, then you can apply for that particular kind of reservation, right? State reservation can be availed of only one state, so keep that in mind, right? If you have studied for 10 years, for example in this definition they have mentioned that if you have studied for 10 years continuously in state of Karnataka, then you can avail this reservation. Otherwise also there are certain exceptions, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. If your father is in defense, or if your father is in any of the all India services, which is IAS, IFS or IPS. So all these conditions are mentioned. Subsequent to it, if you fulfill all the condition given underneath it, then you can avail that particular reservation, right? So you will come back to this column, and accordingly you will fill this particular details. For example, if you are from Hyderabad, you will click on yes, okay? So once you finish that, they will ask for state reservation. Now remember this is the column where you have to fill the state reservation. The reservation that we mentioned on the first page are all India reservation, right? So in the state reservation category, you will mention about the reservation that has been given by your state government, right? If nothing is applicable, you can click on not applicable part, right? So once you finish doing this, you can simply submit the form by clicking on I agree button and consent. Once you give consent, you can submit this form. So once you finish that, you will be taken to this page where you can see that there is a column of update NLU preference. So once you click on update NLU preference, you can update the preference of your NLU, your choice of NLU, right? According to this only an NLU will be allotted to you. So make sure that you put the preference list in a correct order, right? Remember the last date to update this is 3rd November midnight of 11:59, right? So that means by the end of November 3rd you have to enter this preference list. We would suggest that you keep this list as open and don't update it. Shortly, we will be updating a video as to what should be your preference, based on which you can make a decision on your preference strategy, right? That means which NLU you would want to prefer over the other. For that, we will make a special video. So till that point, we would suggest you not to fill it. Anyhow, even if you fill it, you can further make modification. In that case, your previously settled order will be eliminated or erased, and this new preference list will be taken into account, right? And the last option is to complete the payment. So in this particular column, you can see that you have an option to make a payment, right? Once you make this payment, the registration process will be done, and you will get an application form to your email address as well as link of that to your phone number, right? You can cross check all the details, make sure that all the details are correctly entered once you get that application form as well. And once you make the payment, as I have already told you, this particular process would come to end, right? So update the preference list. Remember that the preference list can be updated again and again, so make sure that you update it once, then you update it once again once we give the preference list, right? As I have told you, we will be rolling out a video shortly on this particular thing as well, after which you can make a payment. Once you complete the payment, this particular process will be closed. So this is all about today's video. I hope that this video will be helpful to you. If there is any query, you can use the comment box to address that particular issue. I wish you all the best. Thank you so much.